Colors are probably one of the most influential things in our lives. Color is all around us, but we don't think much of it. We as humans already know what colors are, and we already have given them names to distinguish what ones they are. But what about other animals? What about simply the different ways I perceive color than to you? For my project, my goal was to show the perception of color through 3 distinctive different animals. For starters, we start out with the humans. Humans are trichromatic color schemed, meaning they can see. They have 3 different color cones in their eyes, which are blue, red, and green. Now let's discuss humans' best friends, dogs. Now dogs are similar to humans that are colorblind in that they are dichromatic, meaning they only have 2 color cones in their eyes, which would be blue and yellow. Here is an example of the difference of the color spectrums humans and dogs can see. Now I hate to burst your bubble about the myth that dogs only see black and white, but that is false. Speaking of bubbles, I feel like we should look at an animal under the sea. I'd like to introduce Mr. Mantis Shrimp. Mantis shrimp have 12 to 6 color cones within their eyes. I bet those jarring color schemes of the 1970s band posters are nothing within their color sight. Now, being a human myself would be difficult to accomplish creating what a mantis shrimp can see in its color range. So obviously it won't be entirely correct, but I can come up with a close estimate of what it could be. So for this, I have created an illustration entirely in grayscale. So as of right now, we see the image as if you can't see color at all. But then I plan to project colors over the top of it so that you can see the different spectrums between the 3 beings. So first, let's start out with the dogs here. We have blues and yellows projected over top, so this might be what your dog would see. Then we have the color cone range of us humans, and then now the mantis shrimp. Now obviously I can't recreate it exactly what it would be, but then again I can come close.
Processing. What is the first thing we think of when we think of the word processing? We probably think of a loading screen symbol or computer parts, not so much the creative process itself. However, we sometimes forget about the creative process. This is where I'd like to introduce you to the nifty program called Processing. Processing is an open source graphical library and integrated development environment / playground built for electronic arts, new media art, and visual design communities, with the purpose of teaching non-programmers the fundamentals of computer programming and visual context. That is by definition from Wikipedia. However, it is so much more, and that's what I would like to share with you all. Processing is something that is available to just about anyone in the world with access to some sort of technical device. It's a program that encourages people to break the boundaries. It's a program that has been used in schools everywhere to help guide those into the language of code creatively. Designers everywhere even use processing and for installations and projected designs. It's engaging artists everywhere a new form of the creative process. Not only does processing teach you the basics of code, but it can also teach you the simplicity, or in some cases, the intricate look of design. Now you're probably thinking, what? Coding is an art, and how can it be creative? But it is. Just like any other art, this uses a pencil or a paintbrush to create art. Programmers / coders use code as their medium. In this case, processing is used. Code is creative. Coding / programming has been tied to the scientific and mathematical community for a long time, but it isn't just math. It isn't just numbers. It's a language that creates beautiful pieces of artwork and design. When you first open the program, it automatically names your file, sketch, any number here. That in itself makes the program feel way different from some other coding programs. It's a way to engage everyone, and it can be done in various different ways that it can track with just about anyone. It is a program that is constantly changing and improving as well, giving people more ways to work creatively and experience art in new ways.
And then this would be a live action demonstration as well as photos of the project shown here. What's the main point of what I'm trying to get a project and view the perception of color in different other beings? I feel like we all need to have a better understanding of the world around us and what we see and why we see it, because everyone sees the world differently, and that in itself is a wonderful thing.